Today, we're here to pay tribute to Dany Lademacher, a Belgian guitar legend whose raw, electrifying riffs and untamed spirit helped shape the sound of rock and roll in Europe. Known for his iconic work with Herman and his wild romance, Dany was the heartbeat behind anthems that defined a generation, from the rebellious pulse of Saturday Night to the soulful swagger of Never Be Clever. His sudden passing on July 3, 2025, at the age of 75, left the music world reeling, as fans, friends, and fellow musicians mourned the loss of a true rock pioneer. This is the story of Dany Lademacher, his journey from a working-class kid in Brussels to a celebrated guitarist, his personal struggles, his triumphs, his private life, and the legacy that will echo through rock history. Let's take a moment to celebrate the man whose music was as wild and free as the life he lived. Born Daniel Germain Jean Lademacher on June 17, 1950, in Etterbeek, Belgium, Dany grew up in a modest neighborhood near Brussels, where the sounds of the 1960s rock, blues, and early metal ignited his passion for music. As a teenager, he was drawn to the guitar, spending hours teaching himself the chords of his idols, from Jimi Hendrix to Eric Clapton. His talent was undeniable, and by 1969, at just 19, he joined Kleptomania, a cult Belgian rock band founded by Charlie de Lademacher, Francis Goya, and Lou de Prijke. Their debut single, Kept Woman, carried a heavy, Black Sabbath-esque edge, with Dany's searing guitar work stealing the show. Kleptomania's popularity peaked in 1970, when they opened for the Wallace Collection at the Puzzle P Festival in Brussels and shared the stage with Badfinger at the Belgian Rock and Jazz Festival. Fans and critics took notice, voting Dany Belgium's best guitarist for 3 consecutive years, a testament to his raw talent and magnetic stage presence. Those early years were a crucible, forging a musician who played with both heart and fire. The turning point in Dany's career came in the late 1970s when he joined forces with Dutch rock icon Herman and his band, Wild Romance. Their partnership was nothing short of explosive, a collision of Brood's larger-than-life persona and Dany's blistering guitar riffs. Together, they crafted songs that became anthems of rebellion and freedom. Saturday Night, with its iconic opening riff, was a cultural touchstone, capturing the gritty, carefree spirit of the era. Dany composed the music while Brood penned the lyrics, a creative synergy that seemed unstoppable. Their 1978 album Spritz was a massive hit, propelling Wild Romance to fame across the Netherlands and beyond. Dany later recounted in his autobiography, Wild Romance Een Fijne Hel, A Fine Hell, that life with Brood was a roller coaster of highs and lows, fueled by sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The band's live shows were legendary, with Dany's frenetic energy and Brood's wild charisma electrifying audiences. But by 1981, the chaos took its toll. Brood's descent into heroin and alcohol addiction made collaboration impossible, and Dany, heartbroken, left the band. It was like losing a brother, he wrote, reflecting on the pain of walking away from a partnership that defined his career. Determined to keep creating, Dany poured his energy into new projects. He joined bands like Innersleeve and Vitesse, showcasing his versatility as a guitarist. In 1981, his album Dany Lademacher's Innersleeve won an Edison Award, a prestigious Dutch music honor, proving his talent extended far beyond Wild Romance. He worked as a studio and live guitarist for artists like TUSH, Gerritsen and Van Dyke, and I Travel, bringing his signature intensity to every performance. In the early 1990s, Dany joined the Radios, a Belgian pop band, contributing to hits like Gimme Love, which topped charts in Belgium and the Netherlands. His ability to seamlessly shift from hard rock to pop was a testament to his musical range, but it was his raw, emotive solos that left a lasting impression. Fans who saw him live often spoke of his ability to make the guitar sing, as if each note carried a piece of his soul. Dany's life wasn't just about music, it was about living authentically, even when the spotlight faded. Public records offer little about his personal life, as he was fiercely private, a stark contrast to the larger-than-life persona he projected on stage. There's no confirmed information about a wife or children, suggesting he was single at the time of his death. In his autobiography, he described his bandmates as his family, particularly his brothers-in-arms in Wild Romance. We fought, we loved, we lived, he wrote, hinting at the deep bonds forged through years of touring and creating. His lifestyle was quintessentially rock and roll, late nights, smoky clubs, and endless roads between gigs. Social media posts from his later years showed a softer side, with Dany sharing nostalgic photos of his Kleptomania days and reflecting on the music that shaped him. He lives between Belgium and the Netherlands, splitting his time between the two countries that claimed him as their own. His home, reportedly a modest bungalow, was a sanctuary filled with guitars and memories of a life well lived. Financially, Dany's net worth was estimated to be between $1 million and $5 million. His income came from his decades-long career as a guitarist, composer, and producer, as well as royalties from enduring hits like Saturday Night. While he wasn't one for ostentatious displays of wealth, reports mention a luxury car and a comfortable lifestyle that allowed him to travel and perform across Europe. To Dany, wealth wasn't about material possessions, it was about the freedom to create and connect with fans. His social media presence, though modest, was a testament to his enduring love for music, with posts about old performances and shoutouts to fans who kept his music alive. The news of Dany's passing on July 3, 2025, sent shockwaves through the music community. Fans and fellow musicians mourned the loss of a genius and the gap crammed of Herman Brood, a nod to his pivotal role in Wild Romance's sound. Another described him as a genius whose riffs defined an era. The cause of his death remains unconfirmed, with no official reports specifying whether it was illness, an accident, or another cause. Given his rock and roll lifestyle, some speculate that years of hard living may have impacted his health, but without concrete details, we're left to honor him through his music. Tributes poured in from Belgium and the Netherlands, with fans sharing clips of his performances and stories of concerts that left them spellbound. One tribute highlighted his work with the radios, noting how his guitar gave their pop hits a distinctive edge. Another simply said, "Rest in peace, Dany. Your riffs will live forever." Dany's legacy is more than just the notes he played, it's the spirit he brought to every stage. His work with Herman Brood created a sound that was raw, unapologetic, and timeless, capturing the rebellious heart of rock and roll. His contributions to the radio showed his ability to adapt and innovate, while his solo projects like Innersleeve revealed a depth that went beyond the spotlight. He was a musician's musician, respected by peers for his technical skill and loved by fans for his passion. In Wild Romance Een Fijne Hell, he wrote about the highs and lows of his journey, calling it a fine hell, a life of chaos, creativity, and connection. That phrase captures Dany perfectly, a man who embraced the madness of rock and roll and turned it into something beautiful. As we reflect on Dany Lademacher's life, we see a man who lived for the music. He faced the challenges of a turbulent industry, from the highs of chart-topping hits to the lows of broken partnerships, yet he never stopped playing. His guitar was his voice, his way of telling the world who he was. Whether he was shredding on stage with Wild Romance or crafting pop hooks with the radios, Dany brought an authenticity that resonated with everyone who heard him. His passing leaves a void, but his music, those unforgettable riffs, those soul-stirring solos, will keep his spirit alive. As one fan wrote, "The stages of Brussels and Amsterdam will never sound the same without you, Dany." In his final years, Dany seemed to know his legacy was secure. He shared a reflection in 2024, reminiscing about a Kleptomania reunion gig. "Still feels like 1970 when I pick up my guitar. Thank you for keeping the music alive." That gratitude, that connection with his fans, was what drove him. He wasn't just a guitarist, he was a storyteller, a rebel, and a dreamer who lived life on his own terms. Rest in peace, Dany Lademacher. Your music will echo through the ages, a reminder that rock and roll is more than a sound, it's a way of life. Upbeat rock riff swells, then fades gently. If this tribute to Dany Lademacher moved you, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about the legends who shaped music history. Your support helps us keep their legacies alive. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep rocking.